Hello.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
It is too early.
Certainly is.
This is the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And we want to just tell you, we just want to tell you things.
We want to sing you the songs of our people.
Just sit back and
Their video games.
and just let us tell you things. Would you?
Hey, look, I know the show's early. I get it. You have to get up pretty early if you want to catch this show, particularly if you're on the West Coast. However, you don't have to do anything.
Just sit back.
Sit back. You can stay in bed. You can watch it. It's too early. They can watch it from bed.
No, they're not allowed to watch it from bed.
There's a mandate on
There's
that?
a mandate on that.
Oh shit, I am sorry. That was incorrect. Please evacuate your bedroom at this time. There was probably some news. Mondays are a little slow.
You know, we are, of course, your Super Nintendo World channel.
Yes,
We're
of course.
We're the official channel for Super Nintendo World News.
Absolutely.
Is there a more official channel? Some would say Nintendo's YouTube channel.
Ugh, why would they say that? That's weird.
They would say that because you're just weird people.
That's being negative.
Yeah, you know what that is that's not living the secret. We're living the secret here.
We're boss babes.
We're putting it out into the world.
And you could be too.
We're boss babes, we're girl bosses, we're all the kinds of bosses you can be. We're boss babies.
Yeah.
We're not just boss babes, we're boss babies. And the secrets of being a boss is living the secret. The secret is the secret. So we're putting out there, we want to be the official channel for all Super Nintendo World News, and so we are.
And we've worked very hard for it so far.
Mm-hmm.
We have covered every small detail that most would not even consider news about Super Nintendo World. Any tiny glimpse we can get into the world.
We talked about sandwiches for 10 minutes.
Like 10 minutes.
Like, what kind of sandwiches are you gonna have at Super Nintendo
And
World?
Not just that, but the sandwiches that they're only gonna have in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
We're in America.
Japan-wiches.
We're in California, and we're not even gonna get them here.
I feel like you blew right by Japan-wiches.
Yes, I did intentionally.
Oh, okay. Well, we have some more Super Nintendo World news. This is the first POV footage of the Mario Kart ride. This is towards the end of the ride. This is the Bowser battle. Now, as you know, on the Super Mario Kart ride, you wear AR goggles in addition to driving in your kart. So this is somebody put their phone. Now, they did use their phone vertically, and
It's because they wanted it for their Instagram.
They
story.
wanted it for the gram.
Now, Instagram has ruined everything again. Originally, people just didn't understand how to use phone cameras, so everything was vertical. And then we learned, and we were like, oh, okay,
horizontal.
Yeah, horizontal is a move.
like a movie.
But then Snapchat and then Instagram came, and people are like, no, this is intentional again.
Now, the Orange Bread says maybe they didn't want to drop their phone. And the Orange Bread, could you speak more on that? Because I'd like to know, how does that... Let's take a look at this footage.
Yes.
This beautiful bean footage.
The boss battle at the end, which is so exciting. I'm a big Bowser fangirl, to be honest.
I know you are. As you can see, they're throwing shells. Every cart is throwing shells at Bowser. Boom! Now, the arrows are actually telling you where to go because you are driving your cart somewhat. So there they are on Rainbow Road, the Koopa Kids.
Oh my god.
That is, and it's gonna be in 3D, and it's in AR, and you know they're gonna have wind effects.
I want everything to do with it. It feels like they took the basis of the Buzz Lightyear ride at Disneyland and were like, but what if we made it the way Nintendo does shit, which is awesome.
And the way it just faded back into Bowser's castle, like it shows you how much the AR is adding over your field of view, and just, man, It's gonna be good. That channel is Arlo. If you don't watch Arlo, the adorable puppet who reviews Nintendo stuff, you really should.
I definitely don't.
Yeah, Arlo is a puppet who does very long, on-depth Nintendo commentary videos. Now, we do know that the ride is on a track at some points, trackless at others. You do have limited control of your cart throughout the entire time. Mm-hmm. What that means, we are still unsure.
I want to crash it. It's like, I only apparently can reference Disneyland rides at all time, but what's the driving one?
Autopia?
Autopia. Is Autopia still there?
I think so, yeah.
I think Autopia is still there. Where you have a track, but if you go like this a bunch of times on the wheel, it's still like kunk, kunk, kunk.
Yeah, because you got the railing.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah, I think you are on a main path, and you have a certain amount of control within that path, because remember, they are giving you a score, and the person who wins the race is not predetermined.
Yeah.
So you are racing against another car or two other cars, and it's your job to kind of come in first place.
Right.
So you do have a limited amount of control, and you do have a total control over those items. You can throw those shells whenever you want.
I also see a possibility being where it controls your movement, but you can control the direction of your car potentially to aim for things, and then speed ups and like any kind of like power up items are how you actually speed past anybody. In theory.
And we do know that they have some patents on carts jumping and carts going on walls for this ride. So they did fill out some patents for that.
We haven't seen anything.
Some new technology. So that stuff is in there. I also want to show. This.
I love her.
This is a meeting with Princess Peach. And Peach does speak a little bit, sort of like the Galaxy's Edge characters. You know, Kylo and the Stormtroopers can talk by making arm motions. It looks like Peach has a certain amount of control over what she can say. She mostly flatters people, which I think is lovely.
Yes.
Very Peach.
Peach, please. Say nice things to me, Peach.
And I love their living eyes.
Yeah.
Their living eyes are very interesting.
I've been down a strange rabbit hole lately of theme park animatronics and just like weird history of them, ones that are in like testing and development. It's a weird place to get into in TikTok, and I don't know how I got there, but I never want to leave.
Oh my gosh, I watched so many of those. I remember when they were testing when Disney last year released the Belle test. Belle, and what's the name of the horse from Beauty and the Beast? Somebody in chat will tell me. But Philippe, they were testing the Belle and Philippe animatronics, and Belle can just walk around.
Yeah.
Like Belle can just fucking walk around, and that's coming to Tokyo Disney Sea or Tokyo Disney, because they're very huge Beauty and the Beast fans in Japan, like incredibly huge, and so they're getting like a whole Beauty and the Beast expansion.
That's excellent. I want one.
But Philippe and Belle could walk around like fully free, 6 dimensions. You know what I mean? Like the 6 directions. Kylo on the ride can just walk around. Kylo's just like walking.
Just free to go. Doing what he wants.
And then of course we saw the Disney patent for Spider-Man, and we saw some of the video for the stunt robot for Spider-Man. Which at the time they were saying, oh, it could potentially be like for a pirate thing or something.
Yeah.
But it was a robot swinging on a rope that then landed on its feet. And we were like, nah, that's Spider-Man.
No, that's for the Marvel campus they're building.
Yeah.
100%.
That was before they had officially said Marvel campus is coming. And so they were like, yeah, maybe a robot.
Oh, it could be anything, truly. I'm going to hit this microphone so many times today.
One of my favorite games of the last decade was probably Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. The sequel did not grab me quite as much. I think it had that problem that some sequels have, where it wanted to do a little too much, wanted to get a little too strategy. But the first one was beautiful. I call the first one Tony Hawk with orcs, because the thing is, you're off-brand Aragorn. Okay, you're definitely the Dash Rendar of Aragorns.
Excellent.
And you go into these orc fortresses, and you're just doing orctresses, and you're doing like 100-hit combos. You're like running up walls. You're doing backflips.
Yeah, you doing a sweet ollie.
Yeah, you're doing like a 360 fakey backslide.
Doing orc kickflip.
Doing an orc 180 kickflip, and I love it so much. And one of the things that made it such a compelling game was the Nemesis system. So the Nemesis system, if you haven't played these games, and you should, I think they're on every type of Game Passy thing that's available right now. But one of the things that made it amazing was the Nemesis system, and that is all of these orc fortresses have a captain, right? If you die to this captain, that captain becomes your nemesis. He levels up, he gets promoted for killing you, he gets stronger, and the next time you go to fight him, he may appear out of nowhere. You may go to do a random battle and he just shows up because he's now your arch nemesis. And he will keep getting powerful the longer it takes you to destroy him.
I like the idea of a defined nemesis. I think that's very fun, of this reoccurring character that like you have kind of chosen to some extent. I also think it would be so infuriating that I couldn't beat something and now it just keeps getting harder.
I totally
and I'm leveling
understand.
up, but so is he. So then how do I ever get into that position? I guess you just get better at the game, but like if he just keeps leveling up,
I totally understand.
I would just...
And that was my initial fear about it too, but I'm telling you, they've got it balanced so well. And that's one of the, like, after I played it, I was like, this is going to come to every game. Every game is going to have the nemesis. Open world games? Are you kidding me? Something like a GTA where there's just a random guy who like fights you and like now that guy is running around too.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Like that's so good.
I do. I like that. I like that reoccurring idea.
And it adds a personal connection to all of these NPCs. You know, the orcs had randomized names and voices and stats and personalities. And so all of a sudden, your nemesis is this guy who has like a +3 to strength. It was very RPG-ish, but in like tabletop way, not in RPG game way. And I was like, well, every game is going to have some ripoff of the Nemesis system. This is just too cool. There's no way. But then it didn't happen, and I wondered why. Turns out that the Nemesis system is patented. That's why.
Sneaky.
They knew. They knew how good it was, and so they basically patented this idea. And Rock, Paper, Shotgun talked about this a little bit this week in their podcast. There was also a Game Maker's Toolkit video that they watched called How the Nemesis System Creates Stories. It's an excellent video, and Game Maker's Toolkit is a great channel. You should definitely check it out. But I was like, oh, that's why.
That's why.
And also, that sucks.
Every time you say Nemesis, I think of Resident Evil.
Sure.
That's all I got.
But it sucks because, like, they haven't been granted the patent.
Okay.
They put in the application in 2015.
Interesting.
These things can take years.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to put anything similar into their games in case that patent gets granted to WB Games.
Right, of course. And then their game gets completely fucked, especially because that would be a fundamental part of the game as well.
That's just litigation waiting to happen. And so it is...
That's so frustrating.
It has a freezing effect. It has a chilling effect on putting anything similar to the Nemesis system in any other game. And here's what's up. That sucks because it's not like WB is putting it into every one of their games.
Right, that's the thing, is they haven't made another game with it since.
They did Shadow of Mordor, they did Shadow of War, but like, why was this not in the Batman games?
Oh my god, that would be so good. And then like the Nemesis concept also makes me think of the Harley Quinn animated series and the fun that they've had with Nemesis.
Nemesi. But the thing, because okay, you're working up in these Arkham games to fighting these big bads from the Rogues Gallery, right? But in between, you're just fighting, all those random groups of gang members.
Yeah.
Why not turn those gangs into more organized threats?
Yes.
That then level up and it would have been so good. Somebody just mentioned the Mad Max game. Obviously, the Mad Max game should have had that. It's nothing but gangs in the wasteland.
Yeah, and they haven't, from what we're seeing about Gotham Knights, they haven't promoted anything like that.
That better be in Gotham Knights. WB Games, if you're just sitting on this fucking revolutionary system,
Playing Gotham Knights,
they better.
please. Gotham Knights does look very good, though.
Gotham Knights is gonna be amazing.
And Suicide Squad.
I'm gonna see if Christopher
Put
Sean.
it in Suicide Squad too.
Oh my god, that'd be so good. I'm gonna see
it'd
if
be
Christopher
great.
Sean will come on the show when Gotham Knights comes out.
Okay, great. Right.
Nightwing.
Right now. Yeah,
He's,
right now.
He's up. He's a gym rat. He's up right
sure.
now.
Live on the show. Why don't you call him? Put him on the spot.
Okay.
Please don't.
Okay.
I would love to see it in Suicide Squad. If you've watched the Harley Quinn animated series, they have a lot of fun with Harley trying to like find her nemesis and wanting it to be Batman.
Yeah.
I think that would be excellent in Suicide Squad. They've given us that for Harley already. Give us Robin as her nemesis.
You don't
Give us Robin.
see, and I wonder if there's like internal stuff going on at WB where like the Shadow, the Middle Earth team is like, no, that's our tech. Mm-hmm. You can't use it in everything. It's for us. And like, you know, like a political thing, like we created it. We don't just want it dumped into every single game because it's something that makes our games unique when we make a Shadow. But like, just fucking do it.
Hey, figure it out.
You done wrung all the blood from that Middle Earth stone, my guys. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
Cause you fucked it with that second one. You turned the second one into an actual fucking RTS, and you boned yourselves. Now put it in Batman.
Well, let's not. Maybe we should give context before you point at our audience and say, now put it in Batman.
No, everybody, put it in Batman. If there's one thing I know, Batman needs to get laid. For sure.
Maybe just
For sure.
ask for.
And here's the thing, you can't, it's not that Bruce Wayne needs to get laid. Bruce Wayne gets laid all the time.
Of course.
I think somebody literally needs to put it in Batman while he's wearing the cowl. I think that's because Bruce Wayne he's so compartmentalized these two personalities that I don't think Bruce Wayne getting laid does anything to
for Batman.
It doesn't do anything for Batman's sexual frustration.
Maybe a lot of things could be sorted out with that. Who knows?
That's all I'm saying.
Also, hey, maybe talk to Batman about his feelings too.
Hey, somebody please talk to Batman about his feelings.
Somebody put it in Batman and then have a nice conversation about his
Batman
feelings.
is just if we gave Jeff Bezos a grappling hook. Like, you
Batman's
can't,
cool.
like, if you have billions and billions of dollars, Batman. If you have billions and billions of dollars, how come we never see anything? Not even Tom King, not even Scott Snyder. Two amazing Batman writers. They didn't even go into what is Bruce Wayne doing with his $1 trillion.
Okay, he gets more money every time you say this.
It's got to be $1 trillion. Do you know how many Batmobiles he has? And he's buying those off the books. That's cash money Batmobiles.
Yes.
So he's letting Tim Drake build. He's buying Gothic clock towers that have been in Gotham for 300 years, and he's letting Tim Drake build his little ham radio computer club in the middle of it. Here's what's going on. There's no comic book that says I'm Bruce Wayne and I am spending billions of dollars to reform gerrymandering and get the minimum wage raised and decriminalize small. If anybody wants to decriminalize tiny infractions, it's Batman. Batman doesn't want to break everybody's spine because they're fucking holding a bag. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Batman's like, get high, that's fine. I really am just trying to stop people from poisoning the water supply.
Exactly. Don't poison the water supply. Don't blow up the hospital. Don't, kidnap the elderly.
All I'm saying is, this is what I'm talking about the demarcation. Batman, maybe Bruce Wayne is a little too deep cover at this point. That's all I'm saying.
I also want to say Jeff Bezos would never stop people from poisoning the water supply or kidnapping the elderly or blowing up a hospital.
No, Jeff Bezos would sell some sort of faucet thing that would remove certain poisons from the water supply. Because just stopping the poison at the source is not going to get you paid.
Correct.
I can't do this. We've got to move on.
The Sims has a bunch of really, really wonderful things that carry out through their games, and one of the most wonderful, unanimously agreed upon, is Bonehilda.
Bonehilda.
Bonehilda is your spooky skelly maid that you can summon. I believe she dates back to the first Sims game. And she is in The Sims 4 with the Spooky Stuff pack that you can actually summon Bonehilda. And Bonehilda will come in and do a lot of things around the house, but mostly look awesome.
The fans love a Bonehilda.
Bonehilda is so excellent. She will do many things. She will not do your laundry, which fair. And she also will not remove any cursed objects from your home. Those are her really only specifications. And the internet is absolutely obsessed. There have been a bunch of guides coming out about how to summon Bonehilda into The Sims 4 because people weren't sure that we were going to get her in The Sims 4.
I think what's really got people hot and bothered, literally, is you can woo Bonehilda.
You can romance.
And you can woohoo with her.
You can woohoo, but you can't. Doesn't it require a mod to woohoo?
I don't think so. It said that you could just woo. Yeah, it's even possible to romance Bonehilda and woohoo with her.
Right.
Wink.
What you can't do is add her to your family or have a baby. Unless you got a mod for that. Unless you got some cheats. Which, who plays The Sims without cheats? I dare you. I dare you to tell me you play The Sims 4 without cheats. That's just silly. So with certain cheats, you can actually add her to your family and she can get pregnant and have a baby. But unfortunately, the baby would not be a skeleton. It is just born as a normal human baby. That's very disappointing. But Bonehilda is excellent. As long as you're not worried about the fact that inherently when she does drink beverages, which she still does choose to do, they pour directly through her body and onto the floor.
What I like though is because she's also a maid, she will eventually clean up that mess on her own. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, she'll get to it. She'll get to it.
Do you remember The Last Unicorn? Did you ever watch The Last Unicorn?
I've never seen it.
The animated film. There's a skeleton in The Last Unicorn who likes to drink wine. All he wants is to drink wine because he was a drunk when he was alive.
Okay.
But every time he drinks wine, it goes through his body and it doesn't work. And so the answer to the riddle of the skeleton is you have to get him an empty bottle of wine that still smells like wine. It's very good.
That's very sweet.
It's very good.
It's very sweet, but also a concerning take on alcoholism.
Maybe it was the early 80s. Cartoons wasn't concerned with nothing.
There's a lot of conversation in chat about whether or not... Now, Dude Same says, I've never added any cheat codes or mods to The Sims. I can't do it. I can't play The Sims.
Now, I think The Sims, back when I played the first couple of Sims, I fell out of it. I'm not super interested. But back when I played the first couple, I did not have the patience to build up the town and build up. It was like I did the same thing with SimCity because I was, as a kid, you're just like, no, give me all the money.
Yep.
All right, now make a monster attack. All right, now I'm going to build it all back up. Now I'm a very staunch, no time travel in Animal Crossing. I don't do it. It's not for me.
Sure.
I think if I were to play The Sims now, I probably wouldn't use any codes because I think that would immediately ruin the game for me. It turns the game into a toy, and then the toy isn't as interesting to me as the game.
But there is no story in The Sims, and people can argue that for Animal Crossing as well, but I would argue that there is more of a story in Animal Crossing than there is The Sims of progressing your city forward or your island or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that there is more of a story in Animal Crossing that is fulfilled by the slow passive time, whereas in The Sims, it really is just about it being kind of a sandbox, in my opinion. So,
but there is that progression though, right, where you need a certain amount of money and a certain amount of success to build a certain thing or to buy a certain thing. And so I think that's part, to me, that's just part of it.
I refuse to live in a shack like a peasant. No.
She's got standards.
Motherload is the name of the cheat command for the money.
That's the cheat command.
And I'm not playing The Sims without it. I won't do it. I try every time for about 5 minutes, and then I go, nope, I want a beautiful Victorian goth mansion. No, thank you.
Why even bother starting the game without a beautiful Victorian goth mansion?
That's what I'm saying. Sure, I'll get a job and I'll do everything else after, but I'm gonna do it from a beautiful Victorian goth mansion that has everything I could ever want in it.
That's fair. So are you gonna, is Bonehilda gonna make you jump into Sims 4?
I would have to get the spooky stuff pack. And I also mean that, I have to get the spooky stuff back.
Not just to play as Bonehilda, but just for your own happiness.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, probably. It's definitely, staring at Bonehilda long enough made me I could just build one Victorian
pop back in.
I could build one little Victorian.
Did you jump back into Warcraft?
I haven't yet.
You haven't? Okay. So you still have some willpower left.
I have either some willpower or a schedule that has not permitted it. I'm not sure yet. There's real paranormal and not just paranormal, but extraterrestrial activity happening on the outskirts of LA. And would you believe
Hollywood's lizard people?
The only people that noticed it and know about it and are reporting on it are TMZ?
The last bastion of journalism in America, when you don't know who you can trust, when the Washington Post, the moment Trump gets out of office, immediately starts bagging on Biden, it begins to make you think, maybe nobody has any sides, maybe nobody has any morals, but no, TMZ is there for us.
TMZ is there for us. So they posted this photo as clear shot of the Mothership on the outskirts of LA.
Oh shit,
They decided to call it the Mothership. Now there's a quote below about
look, there are multiple shots, Saige.
Oh shit.
It's flying across the very windshield. There it goes, Saige.
Wait a minute.
There it is. And let me tell you something, Saige. This ain't trickery.
No?
No.
It's not photoshopped?
Listen, you'd think it was chopped. You'd think you could tell by the pixels.
Haters will say it's photoshopped.
But let me tell you something. TMZ gave this series of photos, to their Photoshop expert in-house.
Oh.
And she said,
what did she say?
These images were not created in Photoshop. These are not fakes.
So then, what is it?
What I love about this article, it's a fucking streetlight reflecting in the windshield. Hey, TMZ, I'm sorry you didn't catch Justin Bieber with heroin today. Hey, TMZ, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are getting divorced and are staying out of the public eye. It's a fucking streetlight.
It's a lamp. It's a lamp. Anthony, I think the TMZ has run out of celebrity news because everyone has to stay inside. So they can't harass as many people out in the streets.
Yeah, obviously.
Look,
obviously
we could give
they've run out of
TMZ a story. We could have a scandal.
Everything I do is scandalous, baby. I'm sort of the bad boy of Twitch.
Yeah. Sure. TMZ, there's got to be something. There's always something. You don't have to go here.
Yeah, there's no reason to fake alien photos, TMZ. You don't have to fake an alien photo. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
143825.
You're winking at strange times, and I don't know which.
I'm just saying that they don't need to fake. They don't need. This is
at
ridiculous
this
because it's
point.
obviously just a lamp being reflected in a windshield. 142835. What you thinking about?
Thinking about maybe hitting that subscribe button? Maybe catching the show live?
If you want to catch the show live, you could do that. Twitch.tv/PixelCircus every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific.
Join us. Or, hey, keep watching here. And if you missed the rest of the shows this week, 3 days a week here on YouTube and on Twitch. Check them out.